Hey, this is Matt once again. What about to in the video, and this is a paid request for Sean. Thank you so much for that. I believe this is the last of the 4 that he had requested. Thank you for your patience, your kindness. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thought streams, commentaries, tier lists, rankings, video game playthroughs, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. Now, this is for Hysterical Blindness from 2002. A film I had never heard of before. I guess it was on HBO. And it stars Uma Thurman. You also have Juliette Lewis, who is in Natural Born Killers from Dusk Till Dawn. Gena Rowlands is in the film. Ben Gazzara, who I remember as the bad guy in Patrick Swayze's film Roadhouse. Those are the only ones I recognize. It takes place in 1987 in New Jersey, and pretty much goes into the ups and downs of Uma Thurman's character, who's a little bit of a wild card. Her and Juliette Lewis go out to the bar many upon many nights. Juliette Lewis has a daughter at home. Uma Thurman lives with her mom. Her mom is a waitress, and she's played by Gena Rowlands, and she has fallen in love with this older guy, nice guy, played by Ben Gazzara, who Uma Thurman, of course, treats like crap at first, and then realizes he's actually a decent guy. And then Uma likes this guy at the bar, and Juliette even warns her, "You sure he likes you?" But Uma gets very defensive, and she gets very, I would say, obsessed with this guy. Dee Dee wanting to be loved, wanting to deal with this guy, until eventually brings her home, and then she's so needy, she's so kind of begging, she's just so, I don't know, low self-esteem, however you want to put it. She's like, "How did you have a good blowjob?" Now you don't see the details, of course, and then when they do sleep together, she thinks it's a bigger deal, but unbeknownst to her, granted, if you have eyes, you could tell, he doesn't give a shit about her. But she just can't admit it. She won't admit it. That's pretty much the story of the film. Now, the title, I don't even know why the fuck they put this in there. Once in a while, like early on, I guess with stress, she'd get blind for a bit, and then, when things calm down. This rarely ever happens in the fucking film. Rarely ever happens. Like, the way, like, it's called Hysterical Blindness, the beginnings, like, at an eye doctor, and she's explained to Juliette Lewis how scary it was. This maybe happens one more fucking time in the film, and it's not even made to be that big of a fucking deal, like it's a life and death situation or anything. So it's like they bring this shit up, and it's like, you could easily take that out, and it would not change a goddamn thing about the film. And to be honest, I was not a fan of this movie. I was not. I thought this film was fucking boring. I thought this film went nowhere. Again, the whole Hysterical Blindness stuff was just thrust in there, almost like it was a last-minute addition that didn't really bring anything to the table in terms of suspense or really a whole lot of drama. None of it. It's just Uma Thurman being horny, wanting to be loved or belong or something. Ben Gazzara at one point says, "You're smart like your mother." And I'm trying to think, like he's nice to her and gives her some, like, kind words, self-esteem, how you want to put it. And it's just Uma Thurman being a desperate hoe. That's really it is. The desperate hoe. That's what this could be called. The desperate hoe. Like, that would be more fitting than hysterical blindness. Now, Uma Thurman and Juliette Lewis, acting wise, they did fine. And same with Gena. The actors I have no problems with. The acting, for all I say, the acting was fine. At least to me. I think some people, like, they're iffy on it. I didn't mind the actors. Uma Thurman, I thought, did a decent enough job showing her insecurity, where, like, she tries to put on a brave face, but at times she kind of crumbles a bit. Like, there's a bit where she's talking to the bartender, and she crumbles a bit. You know, how come no one, what's so bad about me? So if you're a big Uma Thurman, which I don't, she's fine. I mean, as an actress, I don't mind her. I don't follow her career, but I don't mind her. But does she do a good job? Yes, I do think so. Juliette Lewis, she's just kind of dealing with her buddy's shit. She wants to stay at the bar. Few scenes she has with her daughter. This is one phone call she gets of, I am a good mother, yet she's just at home. But that doesn't really lead to anything or anywhere of any bigger deal with the story. Like, oh, her husband finds out, wants to take custody of the daughter because you're out parading yourself at a bar all night, or, oh, well, the girl's at home and something happens and she wasn't there, so now she feels bad and she realizes she can't be the bar in as much as she has been in the past, or... No, really, none of that happens. That's the thing, a whole lot doesn't fucking happen. It's... Spoilers, this is what happens. Uma wants this guy. Juliette Lewis goes, you sure that guy's into you? Fuck you, I'm into that guy. Sleeps with the guy. Guy gives her, get the fuck away from me vibes. You tell, like, in the next morning, he's like, oh, good. And then, like, turns his head away to sleep, facing away from her, and she still doesn't get it, doesn't want it yet. That's the whole point. Gena Rowlands goes with Ben Gazzara. He's being nice to her. Then he starts being nice to him with Thurman in one scene. Then, spoilers, like I said, Ben dies of a heart attack. Uma and Gena and Juliette go to the funeral. Gena Rowlands buys furniture because Ben Gazzara's like, hey, you should get some furniture for yourself. You save money, you should be able to spend some on yourself. Uma sees that her mom spends stuff on herself, she's happy about it. Then Uma and Juliette are at a bar. Juliette goes home. Uma stays there. Kind of realizes fully that this guy's not into her. She gets drunk dancing. Goes home. Gets in bed with her mom and cries, and the mom hugs her. And then the next day, Uma and Juliette kind of talk, but it's... I don't know if anything's really resolved. The hysterical blindness stuff is, like, fucking forgotten. And then all I remember is the soundtrack. Early on at the bar, Phil Collins' Take Me Home, which is actually used in the trailer. If you watch the trailer to this film, that's the song used. So it's used at one point in the bar. And then at the very end of the film is Cyndi Lauper, girls just wanna have fun. For me, I can only see, like, if you're a diehard Uma Thurman, Juliette Lewis fan, you want to see the acting like folks in Jersey, who's a little bit thirsty for men, here you go. But it's just, for me, it didn't really offer much else in terms of story. I'm like, okay, is there a point to the story? Like, they didn't really dive into why Uma Thurman feels this way. What about her backdrop? I guess other than daddy abandonment issues, I could assume that. Because at one point, Juliette Lewis, my mom told me a story when your dad left, you had a suitcase by your door and you thought he was going to come home and you had it there for a month. But I don't remember any like big pieces of dialogue, like acting moments between Uma and Gena talking about her dad, aka her husband, and any bit of resolve of that. It's not like the guy who is a bit of a prick. He doesn't really get any comeuppance or anything, at least that I noticed. There is no, oh, there's another guy out there for her, and maybe this guy could be like the decent guy for her. There's none of that. Juliette Lewis, I guess she'll keep going to the bar. I mean, there's really no resolvement of whether they'll keep going to the bar or not. I guess maybe not. Maybe, I guess. I barely know what the fuck Uma Thurman's job is. I mean, we see her like twice there. One where she's looking at an engagement ring. Why are you looking at that? Because it's got class. For a second I thought she said it got glass, but it was class. Juliette Lewis, I don't know if we ever know where her job is. I'm just kind of like, is it? You could I guess you could find a point if you search through the fucking bushes of the movie. But it felt like a whole lot of nothing was happening. And again, the whole hysterical blindness thing is kind of put in there as like a barely talked about afterthought. So yeah, I thought this film was boring. I thought this film was fairly forgettable. I thought this film really didn't lead anywhere. Decent performances by Uma, by the cast, Uma, Juliette, Gena, Ben, they did fine. Ben Gazzara, his character seemed like a fine, nice gentleman. I would say the scene where he's treating Uma Thurman nice at the bar and giving her words of advice, I honestly thought that was my favorite scene in the movie, the sweetest scene in the film. Other than that, someone said it best. This felt like it was a pilot for a TV show that didn't get picked up. And then it was going to be the first. I mean, I could kind of see that. It's not. But when the person said that and I read that, I'm like, I could kind of see that. I don't know. Maybe you say, well, it's trying to be more real life, because real life, there's no finite points of it like a movie. Okay, but it's still a movie at the end of the day, and the performances were, okay, let me put it this way. The performances were fine. Did I find Uma Thurman's character interesting? No. Did I find Juliette Lewis's character interesting? No. They gave fine performances. But their characters are like, okay, here's a horny bitch who can't get a hint, and here's a horny bitch who might be neglecting her kid. She keeps going to bar at night. This guy again at the end of the day. So. And to be honest, Uma Thurman and Juliette Lewis, I don't find them to be that attractive either. Okay, I don't think of actresses a whole lot that way, but like Sandra Bullock, I could say, yeah. Kelly Maroney, hell yeah. Elizabeth Shue, yeah. What's her name? Phoebe Cates, yeah. Uma and Juliet? Not really. But, no. I don't know where I'm going with that. Thanks for watching. Take care. You wanted to talk. Yeah, I know. That's why I just say that. Anyway, yeah. The title itself, I think, was kind of a little bit misleading, to say the least. Take care, everyone. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye for now.